Hello and welcome to New Forest Morphs. Today we're going to be featuring one of my favourite jeans, the yellow belly jean, which comes from, I think it was created by a person called Ama Soleimani back in 1999. Emily's joining me today. She's our camera lady, so thank you, Emily, for being with us.
That's all right.
And right down in front of us we've got one of my favourite yellow bellies in our collection. And this is a yellow belly phantom, but there's also pastel in there. And her name is... Good question, I've forgotten her name. We'll just go and get her now. Oh, that's silly. Celeste! Because she's so heavenly, I've called her Celeste. So how can I forget that? She weighs about 500 grams. We've had her for about, I think, best part of a year and a bit. And again, this is another snake that was produced by Tony Hersey, and we're bringing her on nicely. She's a little bit shy, but let me see if I can show you some of the characteristics of a yellow belly. If I turn her upside down, that's normally a giveaway. There we go. There's her upside down. You can just have a look at her markings there. Can you see all the checking on her belly? See the checkered marks? You see even more down there. So you would have thought that a yellow belly would have a yellow belly, but they don't always have yellow bellies. In fact, you get some normals that can have yellow bellies. So it's easy to get confused. But some yellow bellies, as they get older, they do have faint yellow. And if you look really carefully on the tracks, there are some faint yellow patterns in there. But what you're looking for is that checkered belly. And the other characteristic of a yellow belly is, as you can see from this particular morph, is it brightens. It's a brightening gene, and can you see that with the pastel and the yellow belly combining, it transforms a phantom into something very bright. Now I could pull out another phantom to show you the difference, and if that one would sit comfortably there, I'll get the big phantom girl out and you'll see the difference that the yellow belly has and pastel has. Emily, keep an eye on that one for me. So our big phantom Jade has just shed out, and I'll see if she wants to come out and have some time with us. She weighs about 2,000 kilograms. So this is Jade. Now look at the difference between a normal phantom and a yellow belly pastel phantom. Can you see the difference? There's a lot of difference there. Obviously you've got similar alien head shapes, okay, but the pastel does upset those a little bit. But look at the difference in colour. Can you see the difference, Emily?
Yeah.
So yellow belly makes a huge difference to the colour of the morph. And interesting enough, even though it's called a yellow belly, you get a lot of orange colours coming through as well. And I can show you that with our pied collection. We've got a yellow belly pied. It's actually more orange than it is yellow. Once they come out to play, they want to stay and play. So let me just get here we go. So this is Iggy. She's our female yellow belly pied. Now, if you have a look at the colours of this girl, look what yellow belly does with pied. Instead of coming out yellow, it comes out orange. Pumpkin pied. You see that? And the other thing about yellow belly is it creates jagged marks on a pied like this. So that's the other giveaway sign. You're getting some jagged patterns when it's combined with pied. So you can see yellow bellies are lightning, and it gets better with age as well. And it's a must-have in my book in every collection that I would recommend getting yellow belly in there. So the question is, is it a codominant or is it a recessive gene? Well, it's a codominant gene, which means that if you breed a yellow belly with a normal, half of them will be yellow belly and half will be normal. Now, if you breed a yellow belly with a yellow belly, you might be lucky enough to achieve what they call an ivory. And we do have an ivory, so I'm going to go and get the ivory and show you what the super yellow belly looks like. I'll just put these away. Thank you, Celeste. Thank you, Iggy. I'll let you go back to bed. Although this one wants to stay out. Now, here we have Alpha, who is a ivory. But he's also, more than an ivory, he's a double super. So an ivory is a yellow belly to a yellow belly. But he has something else going on the side. Now if you look at his head. That way, I think. Okay. You see it? So a super yellow belly has a very faint yellow line going down the dorsal. If you look really home in on that, Emily, can you see it's almost like the yellow signs of down the middle of a highway? And we'll come back to that point in a minute. But there's also other yellow blushing and yellow indicators. And look at his tail. Can you see the yellow in the tail? But what a yellow belly does, because you produce a super, the yellow belly produces an almost all white snake, which I find quite incredible. So why did we buy this little fella here, Alpha? Well, Blackpool Supplies supplied it to us about 3 months ago, and he's doubled in weight. He's now about 330 grams, and I think we had him at about 110, 120, so he's doubled in weight in 3 months. And he will be featuring part of our highway project. So we bought him to guarantee that whatever we breed with, he'll produce at least one yellow belly. Because he's a super yellow belly, you're guaranteed with a co-dominant, a super yellow belly will always produce one yellow belly in the next generation. And that's why supers are so powerful. And he's lovely, he's got a black eye. He's also carrying other genes. Super pastel means that the next generation will be guaranteed a yellow belly and guaranteed a pastel. And the reason why we've bought him is part of our highway project. So now I'm going to get out another animal that's in the yellow belly complex, which is called the gravel. So gravel is called gravel because it's very gravelly looking. And if I get out Electra and show you this one here. Coming out? He's having a sleep. Come on. Here you go. Now, if you look at our Super Gravel, Electra, she also has yellow stripes down her back. Now they're both in the same yellow belly complex, meaning that if you put two together, you're guaranteed to get a yellow belly from the boy, you're guaranteed to get a gravel from the girl because she's a super gravel, and you're guaranteed to get a pastel from the boy because he's a super pastel. And what you end up with is you end up with a pastel yellow belly gravel, which is known as a Pastel Highway, and they are absolutely beautiful. And I'll put up a picture so you can see what they look like, and that's what we're aiming for. Now Electra's nearly, I think she's about 1,000 grams, and she's 500 grams short of being in the breeding cycle. So we reckon probably within the next 6 months she'll probably attain that size. And we might be able to put these two together toward the late end of the 2021 season. We'll just see how it all goes. But beautiful animals, and what will happen is the yellow striping on the back of the ivory and the yellow striping on the back of the super gravel, when they merge together you get this really bright yellow highway down the centre of the dorsal, covered with this lovely black that the gravel's producing, which basically highlights the two, and it pops. Once you put pastel in there, the whole thing just pops. So you almost get like a white snake with black and yellow down the back, down its back. A combination of the two animals, really. So Jared and I are super excited about that project, and we shall keep you posted with how it goes. Now there are some issues with the yellow belly complex, and the reason why a lot of people don't get into yellow belly is because they are concerned on identifying what they have in front of them. So a yellow belly looks, single gene yellow belly looks very much like a normal, and it's very difficult to differentiate between a yellow belly and a gravel. And there's another gene that the Americans like to use, is asphalt. So asphalt is very similar to gravel, but that produces a freeway rather than a highway, so it's kind of more of an American terminology. But look, these two are having a bit of fun together. In fact, this girl wants to do some exercise, doesn't she? So I could put her around my neck and see if she'll stay there. You gonna stay around my neck? There she is. Is she lovely? Okay, so the other genes you've got, there's 6 other genes in the yellow belly complex. We've spoken about gravel, we've spoken about yellow belly. There's a gene called an orange belly, which we haven't got any of those, so I can't show you those. And we have a gene called a spark, we don't have any of those. And there's a gene called a spectre. And I think we've got one of those coming next week. So that'll be great. Now the beautiful thing about these in the complex, you can produce a super from each of those. And so if you're going to be breeding with the yellow belly complex, I'd always recommend, if you can afford it, is to buy a super version of the yellow belly, a super version of the gravel, so you know that whatever you breed with these super versions, they can only produce either gravel or a yellow belly. So because they're hard to identify the difference between yellow belly and gravel, if you use supers, you can then guarantee the genes going into the next generation. But if you use a single gene, like if you put a yellow belly to a gravel and it just has one of those genes going into the next generation, you don't know whether it's a yellow belly or whether it's a gravel, and that's the problem. You just don't know what you've got. But using supers, you can identify what's in the genes. So these two seem to be quite happy, quite chilled. So we do have some other yellow bellies in our collection. I'll just pick out 1 or 2 more yellow bellies to show you what they look like, and then I think what we'll do, Emily, is we'll show them off in the light box, shall we?
Sure.
Yeah. Right, balancing act here. There we go. So we'll put the ivory in first. There's the ivory. Emily, can you get a picture of him? See if you can get a nice zoom in on him and his colours. How does that look?
Just put him, turn him around a bit. Good.
Beautiful. Now we're going to put the super gravel in. So we'll take him out, see if we can get a single shot of the super gravel, and then we'll put them both in together. There you go, Emily. You want to get in there quite quickly because she's likely to move quite quickly, or she's going to hide. But beautiful, isn't she gorgeous? Just look at the highlights on her back, those lovely bright yellow stripes on her back, dorsal, with the black around it, and the gravel, the super gravel, you can see just how gravelly it is, and the flaming that goes up. The other thing about yellow belly is it produces very bright flaming from the base up, as you can see there. So we'll put the two together now, see how they look together. There you go, Emily. Don't let them lock there. So you could call this an introductory courtship, really, but they're not quite ready yet. And as long as they don't lock, we'll be fine. But you can see the future pairing there. And it's a nice way for them to get to know each other a bit more.
Don't think of that, dear.
She's going to be on runarounds. She on runarounds? Yeah, they're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
nice.
Thank you, Emily. Look, the ivory wants to come out. Alpha wants to come and explore. You want to come out? You can come out. Oh, they're lovely, aren't they? Beautiful animals. And they'll get some pictures of them in the natural light if you like. Beautiful. I'll keep an eye on the super gravel. He's lovely, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's so similar to the bell that we've got. So the ivories are very similar to bells. And let's see how this girl's getting on. She found a hole. Oh, here we go. Come on, darling. Out you come. There we go. There we go. There's a lovely pair. So that will be the highway project. Probably in about 6 months to 9 months, we're hoping that we can produce our first baby highways, which I'm really looking forward to. They're gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And they're so happy here, they're settling in so well. This one's actually got some other genes in it as well. We think there's Woma in there as well, which we've been told. And there might be one other possible gene in him as well. So this guy's a powerhouse. And this girl is also a beautiful powerhouse girl. So hopefully we'll have some beautiful babies soon. We'll just slip these back and then we'll just show you 1 or 2 more yellow bellies and then we'll call it a wrap. And just having a little look, I think the main yellow bellies we've got are the Buttercup, who's our pastel yellow belly pied. And bring her out and show you the yellow belly and pied adult version. There she is, Emily. Look at that for yellow belly. So that's yellow belly pastel pied, and you can see the yellow belly here. Can you see all the flaming and all the jagged bits? And there should be some flaming coming up from the belly as well, which is another sign of yellow belly. Is that beautiful? And she's doing really well. And then the other yellow bellies we've got is let's have a look. Ray. Now here's Ray. She's a yellow belly without the pastel. And you can see that we're trying to pair them up at the moment with Bane, who's our clown. Have a look at these two here. And there's another yellow belly. She's just about to go into shed, I think. Bane's just shed out. He's our pastel clown. And again, you can see the yellow belly, what it does. You see all the pixels and the way the yellow belly interacts with the pied. Really beautiful. Alright, we'll put these two back. We won't disturb them, as they might want to lock a bit later. We're finding a lot of our locks are occurring after 4 days. They're doing nothing for a couple of days, and then 3 or 4 days later, they seem to be locking. So we're being extra patient there. So thank you, Emily, for joining us.
Alright.
And don't forget to hit that subscription button if you enjoyed the video, and the notification bell. Please feel free to share our videos, and we shall see you next time. Goodbye for now.